Welcome to another Ep2 Resto episode. On today's episode, I'll be carrying on with the work on my 1969 Holden HK Premier. First on the list is these couple little bits of rust under where I'm going to be replacing this beaver panel. So this bit here that I've got drawn over, this will get cut out and replaced. And I've also just chucked this tail light bucket back in, and you can sort of see in this corner here how that's all rusted out, because obviously it hasn't been sealed properly in this corner where the tail light sits. The water's just dripped down and that's the lowest point, so it's just rusted out behind there. So these spot welds obviously have been drilled out previously, so I can, I've got to fold it sort of in on itself to get it out, but I can get that out, get this little bit of rust fixed in the corner, and then that can get welded back in. This bit here can get done. So I've just started prepping some sheet metal. So this piece you see here, this will get folded up and get welded in there. So it's going to have two folds. It's going to fold that way, and then it's going to have that little return folded in it as well. And this little bit here is like a drainage point, so I'll see, I might put that one back in. If not, then there's a couple other ones there. It doesn't really matter. And then yeah, get this one done, and then I can start getting these corner pieces made as well. Let's get stuck into it. So first job is I've got to measure where my folds are going to be. So up past the rust, if I go 20 mil, it'll give me enough to weld onto the clean steel. So that'll be 20. It's about 19. So if I mark 20 mil, I'll probably fold this one first, and then after I've got it cut out, I can mark the return on the bit of steel once it's in there, and then fold the return last. See if I can get this tail light bucket back out again. Just like that. So the rest of it is actually pretty good. So it's basically just this lower corner, so I can probably just cut it through here and just make this bottom section. I could remake the entire bucket, but it's just hours and hours of work that I don't really need to, so I'll just repair what needs repairing. All right, we'll get some steel folded up. Just marked it either side, so I can put that in the pan brake and fold that to 90 degrees. So that's gone just past 90, but I can easily open it back out a little bit if I need to. You can probably see that. I'll just put it on the bench, give it a tap. Back to 90 again. So this line that I've marked is on the outside of that steel. So if I cut this on the inside of that line, I know it's going to be a pretty tight fit the whole way around. I'll TIG weld this one in, so I want the fitment to be pretty good. Obviously when you're MIG welding you can have a bit more of a gap, but TIG, it's a lot more important to get your fitment right. Almost perfect, just need a tiny bit more here. So just got to put a bit more of a fold on it now. So I'll put it back in the pan brake, give it a bit more of a kick, and then we'll see how it's going to sit. Now this panel needs to go up to about there, so it's only about half a mil. So it's probably going to be easier just to spend a little bit of time filing this edge up a little bit more. Alright, I'll get this other fold put in it down to, because this bottom one's 90, this one's just over 90. Get that other fold, and then it's getting close to being able to tack in. Alright, we'll see how that's going to fit in there. So this one here just needs to go a little bit tighter. So that mark there, that's just the excess I've got to cut off now. Old one, new one. Might just take a little bit more off this top, just so that it sits nice and flush, and then should be good to go. I've got that sitting where I want it. Excuse the rain, it's probably going to be a bit noisy, but where I can feel that it's nice and flush now, I'll get a couple of tacks on it. I'll work my way around, I'll get the whole thing tacked. I'll give it a quick planish with the hammer and dolly to make sure it's nice and flush, and then I'll just weld the whole thing out. As well as holding the panels nice and flush, these clamps are actually handy when you're welding. It gives you something to rest your hand on. Trying to weld this freehand can be pretty tricky, but by having something there that's just sort of, you can rest your finger and hand against, definitely makes it easier. So I've just stretched that out a bit. So now that's tacked the whole way along, smoothed off. I'm just going to start this way and just work my way along. Just weld the whole thing up, then I can grind it off, replenish it just to stretch it again. Should be pretty good. I'll just get a couple tacks on this bottom bit first. I'm going to go up on the hoist a bit to make it a bit easier. So you've probably seen the filler wire that I'm using for the TIG is actually just MIG wire. I've just run it off the MIG and it comes off like that. I've showed this trick a couple of times, but if there's anyone new watching, normally what I do is I just get my battery drill, but my battery drill is in the work ute and my work ute isn't here at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my rattle gun. You can put the MIG wire in the vise. I'll just wrap it around the rattle gun just so I can spin it. Just give it a couple of turns. And now my bendy MIG wire is now nice and straight, and it's much easier to use as TIG filler when it's straight instead of when it's curled. When I started this up just before, it just has blown a little hole. So before I go too much further, I'm just going to give this a bit of a clean up. So I'll just give it a sand. And then I've got a bit of copper. So what I can do is I can put this copper, clamp it behind, quickly fix this hole, and then I'll keep going. Giving that a bit of a stretch out just to bring it all back out again because it's obviously shrunk, but it's looking pretty good. So that's that hole all filled up. Just give it a quick sand up and then I'll continue on. What hole? So that's that repair all done. You can see I've just flushed it off and given a bit of a sand with the orbital. It's come up pretty good. Pretty happy with how that is. So next on the agenda is I'll keep going along, fix this one and do the two corners. Once that's done, this can all get coated in epoxy. Once that's sealed, the beaver panel can go on. First little repair on the Prem done since getting stuck back into it, so pretty happy with that. I'll keep chipping away at it, and before we know it, we should be getting a fair way through the rust repairs. Best way with these projects is just chip away at them, get a little bit done, and before you know it, you're halfway through it. Yeah, this repair here, I could have easily just done it with the MIG welder, but the whole reason I did it with the TIG is mainly just a practice. I'm still learning with a lot of this sort of stuff, and the best way to learn is by just doing it. So yes, it does take a little bit longer doing it with the TIG, but it ends up being a lot neater of a job. There's less grinding, and it's a lot easier to control the distortion with the TIG and basically panel beat it back into shape as you go. There's obviously some repairs that I'll still use the MIG, but it's one of those things, just keep having a crack at it, keep learning and get better and better at it. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Appreciate the support and hope you guys are enjoying the progress that we're getting stuck into the HK Prem. Thanks again, we'll see you on the next one.